Puss in Boots.
Wow! That's amazing!
Once upon a time, a miller had 3 sons. When the miller died, the first son inherited the mill, the second one was given a donkey, and the youngest one got a pussycat. The young man was very sad, but the cat, who could speak, reassured him with these words. "Don't you worry, my dear master. You'll be rich, and soon or faster. Trust me, give me a feathered hat, leather boots and a strong sack." Trusting the cat's words, the young man bought the cat a hat with a red feather, a pair of leather boots and a strong canvas bag. With the hat on his head and his paws in the boots, the cat ventured into the woods. As a skilled hunter that he was, he immediately caught a fat rabbit. Then, with the rabbit in his bag, he set off for the royal palace.
Yes!
The royal guards, astonished, accompanied him to the throne room. When he was before the king, the cat bowed low and said, "This is a present in behalf of the Marquis of Carabas. Although I've never met him, I gladly accept his gift," replied the king. In the days that followed,
Wow!
the cat returned many times to the royal palace with wild game, always saying that it was a gift from his master. One morning, he heard that the king and the princess were about to go for a coach ride along the river. Immediately, the cat rushed to his master and told him to have a bath in the river. The young man did as the cat instructed, and, a little later, the royal carriage crossed the bridge over the river. From the riverbank, the cat began to wave his hat vigorously, shouting, "Help! Stop the coach! Rescue him! Please, slow down! Bandits attacked him, took even his gown. Quick, he can't swim! The young Marquis will drown!"
Okay!
The king immediately recognized the cat, that had brought him so many delicious treats, and ordered his footman to rescue the Marquis of Carabas. The young man was given clothes worthy of his status, and was invited to sit in the carriage, where he held an amiable conversation with the king and the princess. In the meantime, the cat sprinted ahead, and told everyone he met along the way, "The king and the princess are coming this way. They'll ask you who own this land, and you must say, 'The Marquis of Carabas,' without delay." Then he scampered up the hill, towards the castle of the real owner of the land, an evil ogre with magical powers. The cat went to see the ogre and said, "Forgive me, my lord. Is it true that you can turn into any kind of animal?"
That's amazing!
"Of course I can,"
Okay!
answered the ogre, and, with a bang and puff of smoke, he turned into a terrible roaring lion. The cat's whiskers quivered in fear, but he said, "And would you be able to turn yourself into anything smaller?" "I can be anything I like," burst out the vain ogre, and he immediately turned into a little mouse. The cat, who was a crafty creature, didn't waste a moment. He immediately pounced on the mouse and swallowed him in one mouthful.
Okay!
Then the cat darted to the castle's entrance to welcome the approaching royal carriage. "Welcome to the home of the Marquis of Carabas," he announced, receiving the king, the princess and the miller's son. Then he led them to the hall, where they all sat at a lavishly laid table with wild game, fine dessert and wine from the Carabas land. "What a delicious banquet! You are truly generous man, Marquis," exclaimed the king. In the meantime, the beautiful princess had fallen in love with that gentle and unpretentious young man, and he with her. So the king said to the Marquis, "A man with a noble and generous heart like yours is certainly worthy of my daughter. If you wish, I will be happy to allow you to marry her." "Your Majesty, your words fill me with joy," answered the young man, smiling at his beloved princess. A few days later, all the aristocratic families of the kingdom gathered at the royal palace, to celebrate the wedding of the Marquis of Carabas and the princess. So the son of a humble miller became first a prince, then king. Together with his gentle wife, he ruled wisely on the land for many happy years. As for the daring and cunning cat, he was appointed as personal counselor to the king. The palace tailor sewed a made-to-measure velvet uniform for him, which was exceptionally elegant and suited perfectly his beloved hat and boots.
Wow! Goodbye.
Thank you for watching.